So we did a sensitivity analysis, and we call it sensitivity analysis by exclusion, right? So what you see now is that we're actually running the risk analysis multiple times, right, over and over again. So you can see the power and the speed of Safran Risk right here. In addition, what we've done is every time we run the analysis, we strip out one of the risk, right? So that allows us to isolate the individual impact of that risk. What we're then left with is insight into what is the impact of that individual risk contribution to schedule and cost, right? So on the screen now, I've got kind of a risk baseline view here, right? So that's included all of the risk, right? Much in the same way we just ran the scenario with all of the risk included. That's the same thing. That's, you know, our risk baseline, right? So kind of using the same terms from the scheduling world here. The green line represents what happens if we eliminate or mitigate, whatever kind of how we want to phrase that, communication, right? So if we eliminate this risk, we're then able to save this amount of time, right? So we're able to save 336 days and $16,000, right? So immediately we've now got very quantifiable impact into the impact of that risk. We can see that by schedule, so we can see our top schedule drivers, and we can also see that by cost, right? And we see that there's some overlap, there's some differences here as well too, right? So now the team can begin to look at this and say, well, what's really the most important thing we want to prioritize against? Are we more concerned about cost overruns? Are we more concerned about schedule delays? Is it a combination of both? And how do we do that, right? It's information we didn't have before in kind of that legacy view of the drivers, right? It's interesting, but this is way more powerful and way more beneficial, right? This is the type of information that we're then able to save out and expose in project controls dashboards, to expose this information up through the organization to project controls managers and executives to give them that very keen insight into really what is driving the overall project from a schedule and cost perspective, and give them that quantified impact that they've been looking for, right? We now have very discrete, identifiable impact in terms of schedule and cost. So that's the benefit of doing sensitivity analysis by exclusion, which is a great new feature of Safran Risk.